Have you ever heard of the Fibonacci sequence, named after the famous mathematician Leonardo Fibonacci? This number sequence is a simple yet profound pattern. The sequence begins with the number 1 and 1, and then each subsequent number is found by adding the two previous numbers. What's remarkable is that the number in the sequence are often seen in nature. A few examples include the number of spirals in a pine cone, pineapple, or seeds in a sunflower, or the numbers of petals on a flower. The numbers in this sequence also form a unique shape known as Fibonacci spiral, which again we see in the nature in the form of shells and the shape of hurricanes. Symmetry. Symmetry comes from a Greek word meaning to measure together, and it is widely used in the study of geometry. It means that one shape becomes exactly like another when you move it in some way, flip, turn, or slide. For two objects to be symmetrical, they must be the same size and shape, with one object having a different orientation from the first. Examples of these are butterflies. Not all objects have symmetry. If an object is not symmetrical, it is called asymmetrical. A spiral. A spiral is a curve which emanates from a point moving farther away as it revolves around the point. In the natural world, we find spirals in the DNA double helix, sunflowers, the path of draining water, galaxies, the horns of various animals, mollusk shells, the Nautilus shell, snail shells, whirlpools, ferns, and algae.
Fracture. Fracture occurs when the applied stress is sufficient to break the automatic bonds of the solid. A separation of an object into two or more pieces under stress. Crack. Crack is a line on the surface of something alone which has a split with breaking into separate parts.
Another pattern that we see in nature are stripes. So stripes of the zebra, stripes of the cat. Some plants do have stripes. So stripes are made by a series of bands or strips, often of the same width and color along the lens. Next, we have fractals in nature. What do mountains, broccoli, and the stock market have in common? The answer to that question may best be explained by fractals. So fractals are another intriguing mathematical shape that we see in nature. A fractal is self-similar across different scales, meaning the same basic shape is seen again and again, in the shape itself like a never-ending pattern. Fractals are common in nature and are found nearly everywhere, like trees, rivers, coastlines, mountains, clouds, seashells, hurricanes, broccoli, and etc. Like for example, every branch of broccoli looks just like its parent stalk. The surface of the lining of our lungs has a fractal pattern that allows for more oxygen to be absorbed. Such complex real-world processes can be expressed in equations through fractal geometry. Even to the everyday person, fractals are generally interesting to look at, even if you don't understand what a fractal is. But to a mathematician, it is a complex subject area. Fractals are so much more important to us than we think because they help us study and understand important scientific concepts such as the patterns in snowflakes and brainwaves or the way bacteria grow.
A tessellation is a tiling over a plane with one or more figures such that the figures fill the plane with no overlaps and no gaps. You have probably seen tessellation before. So the idea is that the design could be continued infinitely far to cover the whole plane, though of course we can only draw a small portion of it. Foam is defined as a colloidal system. It means a dispersion of particles in continuous medium, where the particles are given as gas bubbles and the medium as a liquid. The word is often used to describe a lightweight, rigid, or spongy cellular material.
Meanders is defined as to take a winding course of water aimlessly. Meanders are patterns in nature where curved lines are the dominant design. Meander includes a series of regular sinuous curves, bends, loops, thorns, or windings in the channel of a river, stream, or other water course. A wave is a disturbance that propagates through a medium. Example of wave is a ocean wave, a moving range on the surface of water. A waving motion of a wave of the hand. A rolling movement passing along a surface or through the airwaves of a grain. A curving shape or a series of curving shapes here with waves.